Good morning to all. On behalf of the organizing committee, I extend a very warm welcome to our invitees, guests, the resource persons from Thailand, and the participants to this workshop on small-scale chemistry. This is the inaugural session, and this workshop comes at a very opportune moment for Sri Lanka when we are seriously discussing reforms in the education sector. One of the main thrusts in the reform is to make education centered on active student learning rather than on them being passive receptors of knowledge. When it comes to teaching of science, a very important aspect of this is the place given to actual experimental work. Unfortunately, this has now faded away from our school system due to various reasons and problems, and I think that some of the concepts that developed from this workshop can help us to overcome some of those problems. So with those few remarks, I would like to invite Professor Nadira Karunavira, President of the National Academy of Sciences of Sri Lanka, to deliver the welcome address.
The Chief Guest, Your Excellency Mr. Harnpol, the Ambassador of Royal Thai Embassy in Sri Lanka. Guest of Honor, Mr. Bandula Sarat and Mr. Vipula, who is representing him, Director, Science Branch, Ministry of Education, Sri Lanka. President and representatives of the Chemical Society of Thailand and International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, Professor Supawan Tantayanan, Director, Small Scale Chemistry Center, Chemical Society of Thailand, distinguished academics from across Thailand, Director General Professor Prasad Setunga and staff of National Institute of Education, council members and fellows of the National Academy of Sciences of Sri Lanka, friends, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an honor and a privilege that I get to welcome you on behalf of the National Academy of Sciences of Sri Lanka. This program on small-scale chemistry, it's a capacity development program for secondary school teachers in Sri Lanka. It's a collaborative program between the National Academy of Sciences of Sri Lanka and the Chemical Society of Thailand. And we at the Academy organized this in partnership with the Ministry of Education, more specifically the National Institute of Education we are standing today. First, let me introduce National Academy of Sciences of Sri Lanka. It is an independent non-governmental organization incorporated by an Act of Parliament with a strength of about 150 fellows who are senior level scientists. They are nominated and elected through a voting process. It Its functions, as per its governing rules, include promoting, advancing, declaring, and disseminating scientific knowledge. So, since its inception, there has been a lot of emphasis on our activities on science education. We partner with other professional bodies such as the Chemical Society of Thailand, as the case now today, and also probably more often with science academies across the world to focus on issues of local as well as global interest and importance, such as sustainable development, science education, environment, and other topical subjects. There have been many contributions of the Academy towards promotion of science education in Sri Lanka. I'll just take one example to share with you, which was a study on science education for rural children in Sri Lanka. It was done through information and communication technology under the theme Science Behind Everyday Life. As an output of this project, there were 4 CDs or DVDs that were produced in all 3 languages that we use in Sri Lanka: English, Sinhala, and Tamil. And this gives the 4 topics that were covered through these CDs and DVDs. And at that time, these were distributed to all schools across the country. There were some CDs and DVDs left in the Academy office, and we have shared those with you, and you will find those in your bags that you collected today. This is for the participant teachers. You can take those back, and I hope you will make use of those in your teaching programs. However, I would like to add that this program, the study was done a few years back. Therefore, some of the information may need to be updated. Let me come to the current event now. Small-scale chemistry is an innovative approach to engage students in experimental chemistry. It's an outcome of years of research and testing and has been around for several decades. Its popularity has grown quite widely because of the use of non-traditional methods to analyze large volumes of information. And it uses simple techniques which can be done in routine classrooms without the need for big chemistry laboratories and equipment. And it also uses small quantities of simple chemicals, some that you use in everyday life in your household, therefore reducing the cost. And there's minimal risk of chemical hazards, not only to self, but to the environment as well. So preserving the environment while maintaining quality of teaching and learning that all of us are so concerned about. Just to give you a background to the current event, the Chemical Society of Thailand introduced the small-scale chemistry program to secondary school teachers in Thailand several years back. And since then, they have expanded this training to regional countries such as Myanmar, Cambodia, Indonesia, and so on. Professor Supawan Tantanan, who is the lead person in the Thai team, who also happens to be the chair of the Women in Science and Education Committee of the Association of Academies and Societies of Sciences in Asia, which is ASA for short. And I happen to be a member of this committee as well. So Supawan shared these success stories in one of our committee meetings, And immediately after, I put my hand up and said, why don't we do this in Sri Lanka? Because I wanted the Sri Lankan teachers to have the same experience and for the country's education system to benefit through these developments. This workshop will introduce the concept of small-scale chemistry to the Sri Lankan secondary school teachers and provide hands-on experience using small amounts of chemicals in a classroom-like setup, which you will experience soon after this opening session. So this will be a 2-day workshop held in this premises, that is National Institute of Education, with 100 teachers as participants who have come, who represent all 9 provinces of Sri Lanka. This is for the benefit of the foreign participants. These are the 9 provinces of the country. So the teachers have traveled, if I may take the pointer, yes, we are somewhere here. I don't know whether you can see. And teachers have traveled across the country to be in the Western province, that is shown there in yellow, to be here today, the first day of the workshop, and they'll be here with us throughout the workshop period. So 10 teachers each from these provinces, and also 10 from trainers from the National Institute of Education that comprise the 100 number of participants. There are 4 components of this project, and today we are inaugurating the first component, which is the small-scale chemistry workshop. And there will be a process of selection of 10 teachers through a competition that will follow the workshop. I'm sure the details will be given by Professor Supon subsequently during the workshop, and this will be using video clips of self-designed chemistry experiments that you will learn through this workshop. So it will be a subsequent event. Then there will be a training the trainer kind of workshop that will be held in Thailand. And you will be happy to hear that the top 10 Sri Lankan teachers who will be selected through the competition that I just mentioned will be invited to that event. And they will attend the event together with the other Asian teachers in the ASEAN group who have undergone the same training. There will be a lot of opportunities for networking of leading teachers in Asia, because there will be a session in the International Conference on Pure and Applied Chemistry. This will coincide with your visit there. So there are a lot of exciting activities that will follow the workshop. Now this workshop will introduce the concept of green chemistry, where less hazardous chemicals will be used in smallest possible quantities. That is why it's called small-scale chemistry, minimizing the cost and ensuring sustainability in conducting chemistry experiments in schools. And as I'm sure all of you will agree, this is something critically important for low-income countries such as ours, particularly during this challenging period for Sri Lanka. So when introduced into your school curriculum, which I hope will happen soon, will enable students to perform chemistry experiments without the need for elaborate laboratories, hazardous chemicals, and expensive glassware and equipment. So because this can be done in the classroom environment. And I'm sure most of you may have seen or heard of this quote, I hear and I forget, I see and I remember, I do and I understand. And as educators, all of us are very concerned and we are very keen that our students will understand properly what we want them to learn and they will remember. So I hope this will promote that skill. So welcome to all of you once again. And for participant teachers, I hope you will enjoy the learning experience and I wish you a productive workshop. I hope the follow-up activities that I briefly mentioned and the challenges that the Thai resource persons will throw at you will give you an opportunity to showcase your creativity and IT skills. So I wish you all the best. And before I end, the vote of thanks will come right at the end. However, I would like to thank a few people who were key to the success of this event. Professor Supawan Tantianan, who led the team, and for her kindness and generosity in sharing the knowledge, experience with all of us in Sri Lanka, and also the lead National Academy of Sciences Sri Lanka coordinators, that is Professor Sagarika Ekanayaka and Professor Ajit Abesekara, who are the chemistry experts in our council, who have worked tirelessly to get things work at ground level. So thanks to both of them. Lead coordinator at the National Institute of Education, Dr. Ashok Kadi Silva, who is the Director, Department of Science, for his untiring effort throughout this period. Without him, this wouldn't have happened. The National Academy of Sciences Council members for their encouragement and support staff from the office, Priyanka Opata, and last but not least, I would like to thank all of you who are present here, our invited guests. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Karunavira. It's my pleasure now to invite Professor Prasad Setunga, Director General, National Institute of Education, to make a presentation. I will invite you. Yes.
Good morning to everyone. Ambassador of Thailand to Sri Lanka, Mr. Poj Harnpol, Professor Supawan Tantananan, Director Small Scale Project, and her team, from the Senior Professor Nadira Karunavira, President National Academy of Science Sri Lanka, and her team, senior professors from that association, and other dignitaries, the head table, and my team, Director Mr. Padmasiri and Deputy Director General Mr. Padmasiri and Director in charge Dr. Ashoka, and the team from the project, and dear teachers. So actually I think you have listened to Senior Professor Professor Nadira about the importance of this particular project. So as the Director General of the National Institute of Education, newly appointed, this is my 8th day of the office. When I listened to Dr. Ashoka's explanation about this project, His Excellency Ambassador, especially we would like to thank you and your team giving this opportunity to Sri Lanka after this marvelous coordination by this chemistry council. So I would like to give a special message to our teachers. When you are attending this workshop, please think about the importance of this particular workshop. So we have a number of workshops that we are attending even every month by invitation from the Ministry of Education and the National Institute of Education. I feel this is kind of different workshop. The science subject is really important in the current situation in this country, not only the science, but we are struggling to develop students in the science stream. So please think about the importance of this subject and the small scale experiments like. Actually we expected this approach. So rather so we are struggling to having laboratories. We are all the time complaining we can do a good job, but we don't have good laboratories. So now this is the chance to learn how to do your job without wasting energy and the thinking about the laboratories. So I'm really impressed about the content of this project, this training. You are the future trainers. So please think about the seriousness. So I don't know whether you came here just coming to the workshop in Colombo. This is not like that. So you will be selected as leaders, and after returning to your school, have a joint meeting with your team, other teachers, even science, maybe other subjects. So we had a good workshop at the National Institute of Education, trying to spread how to do experiments without even laboratories and chemicals, and have a discussion with your sectional head and the principal. I know it is very difficult at the school setup, but take that challenge, have a joint team, and continue the dialogue with your team and the school. Now we are the trainers of this particular project. I can be a trainer, even I can share the information, even the vicinity of the school system and the ISS. So please discuss with your relevant ISS and the subject director. It's okay. So the main, I think today, when you look at the content, this is very rich content with the 2 days. Please be serious. Please take some notes with your notebooks. If you don't have, please ask the organizing team to write something and your own notes and share the idea with your team. This is my humble request as the Director General of the National Institute of Education. Again, thank you very much, the team, Honorable Ambassador, to initiate this program and coming far from the Thailand. I think you will enjoy Sri Lanka. I think we have a very good relationship with this Buddhism and then the other cultural aspects. Thank you very much and wish you success. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Setunga, for those words. It's my pleasure now to invite Professor Supavan, Director of this program, to present her report. And to
Thank you. You have to go there. His Excellency Harnpol, Professor Nadira, Professor Prasad, distinguished guests, teachers, and friends. It is my pleasure today to be able to, it's not going? No, sorry. The Chemical Society Thailand have one objective that is very important, that is to improve the quality of chemical education at all levels. And we not just thinking only Thailand, but we're thinking of Asia. So we would like to have the opportunity to share our experience today. Well, Professor Nadira already mentioned and already introduced, make an introduction so well. Yes, to teach science, you need to have the students to be hands-on the experiments. Because of the benefit, it's not just only learning science, but also develop so many kind of skills for their development in the career in the future. Well, for doing chemistry experiment is maybe even more dangerous than other science, other branches of science. That is the hazard of the chemicals itself. That's why we always say that we need to have laboratories, because that is the way how to work on chemicals safely. But if you look at the investment costs of the laboratories, well, for research or for higher education, maybe it's okay to invest that. But for schools, that is, we have like 1,000, 10,000 schools in each country. There is no way that you can have a kind of equality in education to everyone. So that's why we would like to introduce the other approach, that we still have the students to be able to do the experiment safely, conveniently, at low cost, and also environmentally friendly. That is, to reduce the scale down. How much to reduce? It depends on each experiment. It can be reduced down into like 2 drops or 1 milliliter. However, as you know that doing chemical reactions, you have to do in aqueous phase, solid phase, and also gaseous phase. So that's why you need to design and use the correct or appropriate equipment. And the teachers will learn today. So the benefits is not just only financial-wise, education-wise, and also in terms of safety. No need to talk about that, about the materials that you use, because you reduce like 1,000 times less than the traditional one. That means the cost also 1,000 times lower. And also, you don't need glassware, which is easily broken. We can use a plastic technology, providing in all kinds of shapes that are available in the market, but you need to think and decide. And also, what is come with it is waste. 1,000 times less than the traditional one as well. I don't think that the school has been able to carry on the safety program in the school, because you don't have enough manpower on that, and you don't have budget for disposal. So when we do small-scale chemistry, that really will save the cost of disposal costs and at the same time not damage the environment. Because nowadays, I'm sure that the teachers would like to do a good way about handle chemicals, but because of there is no system for them, no budget for them, what they do, they just pour down into the sink and that's go to the environment, okay? In terms of education, well, people have argued about small-scale chemistry because in the traditional way, you do titration, you need bullets, pipette, right? You need skill how to control the drops from the bullet, those kind of things. However, in the industry, they have automatic one. Now they even have robot to do that. So they just need the person that will be able to handle by the concept of titration. No need to have those kind of skill at the moment. But of course, in some industry, which is a very small industry, maybe they still need, but not the majority. Anyway, you will learn how to do titration with our design. And of course, you can decide by your own as well. So by educational-wise, then it's even more practice for the student to control and to think and to design. You will also find another benefit that I don't think that anyone think of it before. That is time. When you do small-scale chemistry experiment, it's just only a few minutes done, and cleaning everything done. So you have more time for discussion, not like currently, right? You don't even have time to clean up in a period of teaching. But I do this experiment, I do this technique. At first, I thinking of safety, but then I found other benefits along. So by do this way, students, teachers, technicians, whoever involved in the laboratory, you will have a better life, right? Healthy, more healthy. Because you need to breathe, inhale all the time. And once you're in the laboratory, you already feel that there's chemicals around, you can smell it. That means chemicals already get into your body. But by this way, we will prove it in the afternoon that how it is, right? So it's good for health as well. And also, as I explained, no waste on that. So this is the way that we did in Thailand. I started in 2002 with 400 teachers in the hall, lecture hall. It's okay, it's safe because everyone do in drops. As you know that the danger to your body is come from the dose that you have inhaled into your body or absorbed into your body. So we have to handle in such a way that is lower than the permissible level. And then that means you're safe, okay? Until 2013, I can do much better because the joy force with how can I do the, it's not going. I have a short video, a few minutes, so that you can see how small scale it is. It has to go down. Okay, it's playing? No, not playing. That's okay. In the video that is starting in 2013, we have MOU with Dow Chemicals because Dow Chemicals is the one of the, I would say, the leading safety company. They're really aware of safety and they have like a high standard on safety. So once I kind of talking with them that we would like to have chemistry experiments in a safer way, and they buy the idea. So since 2013, it's already, no, that's okay, that's not working. Sorry. What? No. Sorry, I face about this every time, okay? Okay, it's time. That's okay, we can pass. We can pass. Skip. No need to pay.
Video, not audio.
No,
Video के बाद
it's already.
video के बाद on करना.
वीडियो इधर
No need to.
Presentation close करना.
Go back to PowerPoint. I don't want video.
PowerPoint है दिन. PowerPoint है दिन.
I skipped the video, okay? I just only want to show you how we work like 200 people in one room with small-scale chemistry experiment.
now video is played.
It's not changing.
No, change. You can videos. Click.
And then you have to
Now
go
it's
back.
played.
Okay. So sorry. Okay, in the video, I'll show you how this is a training the teachers as well. We call this project by Dow, right? So it's Dow Chemistry Classroom. This has been done to this year is 10 years already. So you can see the teachers can do experiment easily on the desk. So that means that you can also let the students to do in the classroom, no need to go to the laboratory, okay? And we follow up to the schools that how well that students, really appreciate the small scale chemistry, and they give a very good comment on it. They have fun, they love, they won't require even ask question whether they can do this way or that way. That is a good sign for the students who learn to learn, right? And we also have the trainers as shown in the video. And in Thailand, we even try to promote the teachers more. So we have the plaque or the winner to receive the plaque from our Princess Julapon, who is the patronage of the Chemical Society Thailand. Okay, so I think that's enough for a sense of doing. Now I have to go back to PowerPoint. Okay, so we've done this since 2014, and even COVID-19, we don't have any problem because we can ship all these kit box to the teachers nationwide, and we do online through Zoom. We break our room into 20 rooms. Each room we have our trainers in each room, so it can be done easily. And I think from now on we will not go back to on-site in Thailand. But we have the presentation when they present the clip, so that later so we can meet. And it is our pleasure indeed that Ministry of Education of Thailand now already joined us last May. So I think the dissemination of this technique throughout the nation will be much faster through MOE. As Nadira said, we already expand or extend to our neighboring country. And then IUPAC really request that we would like to do more in outside the ASEAN region. So that's what happened last year in Nepal. But this year is more special because we do in Sri Lanka not just only with IUPAC, but we have co-partner with the ASA and FACS, that is Federation of Asian Chemical Societies, and also the Association of Academies and Societies of Science in Asia, which is, we work together. I work with Nadira there. And I hope that this kind of project will continue throughout Asia. So this is just only showing how we do. We can do experiments anywhere, any environment, because that is safety already. So being to many countries, whatever they have the room, we try to adjust, and we can have a training easily. Okay, so again, Professor Nadira really understand the project very well. We have not just only workshop. We would like to network the teachers. So that's why we designed the experiment, designed the project into 4 phases. And now you are 1 phase. But you already know, the teachers all know that you have the opportunity to expose more and know more teachers in other countries throughout Asia. So please do your good job during the workshop. You can ask, you can question, you can think, and then design your own experiments. So this is in Thailand, maybe because we are in Thailand, so we have the presentation of the design experiment when we select 10 teachers. But for other countries, we need just only send us the video, and then we select from the video. But of course, once you come to Thailand and meet other people, you have to show your experiments. Okay, so this is just the environment during the networking and also the training the trainers in Thailand. This is this year in February. That is from teachers from Nepal, from Vietnam, Cambodia, Indonesia, and Thailand, all together nearly about 150. So far, this kind of project, even though it's called differently, but it's the same kind of program. Right now, we have already trained 3,588 throughout these countries, and we're looking for more in the future. So all this project has never been successful if we don't have the collaboration or partnership, which is really, that is SDG goal 17, right? So in this workshop, we have a very well, very wonderful partner, that is the National Academy of Science Sri Lanka, and also National Institute of Education of Sri Lanka. And then, of course, we have IUPAC, we have ASA and FACS. However, the major contribution in terms of financial-wise, that is Bangkok Bank Public Company Limited. The company is a bank, but the president of the bank is chemical engineer, and he understands well that the education is the most important thing for the future of the world. So he supports very generously. So I would like to thank every partners, every sponsor, and of course, we have a big team here. All our trainers, please, Thailand, stand up, show you where you are. We come with a big team here. So you will meet them. Okay, so that's we really pay attention on when you're learning and doing the skill of doing the small scale chemistry. So you can ask, you can question, discuss with them, okay? And thank you all for the teachers. I know that you travel far from your hometown here, and I'm sure that you will have a fruitful workshop here, and good luck for everyone. I We'll see you in Thailand, right? Okay. Thank you.
Since we are running a little late and His Excellency, the Ambassador, has another appointment to make, I would just slight change in the agenda. I would like to now ask a pleasure of inviting His Excellency Mr. Harnpol, the Ambassador of Thailand, Sri Lanka, to present, address the gathering.
Thank you very much. Thank you, the Ombudsman, Professor Nadira, Professor Prasad, who has just left, and representative from National Education, and especially the all participants and my colleague friend from Thailand. You know, I am the most unqualified person to talk about chemistry today. You are from chemistry sphere. But at the same time, I feel envy because you are very lucky. 40 years ago, I recall my student years, beakers, pirate glasses, the alcohol burners, they were all exhibits, not for tasting, because not all schools have that, and we have only one set. So at most, we could learn from observation, not actually learning by doing. And I think the most closest things about chemistry that I learned before would be a kind of a periodic tables, that routing, have to recall all the name of the elements. That the closest things of chemistry that I experienced. So I chose the other part to become diplomat rather than chemist. So, but I think I have made the right choice, or else. But I do appreciate all participants. I mean, I have been in Sri Lanka for 2 years and have traveled quite extensively to Jaffna, particularly Trincomalee, Yala, Hambantota, Puttalam, even Manna, Delhi Manna. So a bit of Sri Lanka that I know. So I appreciate that you come from all provinces to learn today. I have to thank, because I may not stay until the vote of thanks, but I have to thank also the Chemistry Society of Thailand. It's not really an initiative of the embassy. We only do a kind of supportive role, but it's their own initiative, especially Dr. Supawan, who helped organize this workshop to make it happen. And we learned that those before me, with kind greetings and kind reception, says that the small-scale chemistry workshop has paved the way to revolutionize the chemistry learning for empirical knowledge and learning by doing of all students, and is much more cost effective to learn. So that I do hope that in the next 2 days, with 9 to 10 experiments, you will be able to learn and share, to appreciate. But most of all, I do hope that what you appreciate in the next 2 days, you will share with your fellow teachers, your students, inspire them to learn about chemistry, not only chemistry, but learning by doing is the most important of all. your role is very essential in inculcating students as to how to learn. Of course, there would be a kind of competition for the top 10 to go to Thailand. But those who attend the courses here in the next 2 days, I think you are lucky already. And as the Ambassador of Thailand, I can assure you that there would be more of this program cooperation between our two countries. I've been here quite long enough to be able to identify areas of cooperation that we need to reinforce, to foster. Somebody has already mentioned our long-standing ties of Buddhism. Of course, we all know that, but we have to work from the present. We have to identify what we need in the future for our two peoples in the future. So I'd like to thank all involved, especially sponsor, Bangkok Bank of Thailand, Dow Chemicals, and all those involved. Especially, I feel thankful for all participants to be here. I may not be able to join the whole program, but I know that you will enjoy the program. Thank you.
There is a small presentation to be made by the President of the Chemical Society of Thailand, Professor Parsuk. Now,
Yep.
sorry. Oh. The next Next we have some opening remarks by Professor Parasok, as well as from the IUPAC, ASA, President of the Federation of Asian Chemical Societies, and also from the President of the Bangkok Public Company. They are not here physically present, and they have sent some recorded messages. So we'll first have the message by Professor Mari Poitier, Chair of the Committee of Chemistry Education in the IUPAC. Sound.
Participants to this important workshop. Dear Professor Tante Yanon, thank you very much for this opportunity to briefly address and welcome all participants to this important workshop in Colombo, Sri Lanka. I am honored by the presence of dignitaries, whether they are in person or by proxy, that are sharing this opening ceremony with me. Professor Nadira Karunawira, the President, National Academy of Sciences in Sri Lanka, the representative of the Sri Lanka Institute of Education, the Ambassador of Thailand to Sri Lanka, His Excellency Mr. Posh Harnpol, the representative of the Ministry of Education in Sri Lanka, Professor Parasok, the President, Chemical Society of Thailand, Professor Yudrusev, the President, Association of Academies and Societies of Science in Asia, Professor Jiru Wu, the President, Federation of Asian Chemical Societies, and Mr. Sopan Panish, the President, Bangkok Bank Public Company Limited. As Professor Supawan said, my name is Professor Mariki Potgieter from South Africa. I represent the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, and specifically the IUPAC Committee on Chemistry Education. The sustainability of human existence on planet Earth is a top priority of the IUPAC and its divisions and committees. We are working together to raise awareness of the important contribution that chemistry can and should make to sustainability. Chemistry is the custodian of knowledge about the nature of substances and their behavior, which means that chemistry can make an absolutely essential contribution to the pursuit of sustainability. Because the flow of matter and of energy is integral to all aspects of the society and the environment, chemistry can rightly claim that it provides the molecular basis for sustainability. And it is such knowledge that is desperately needed to address the grand challenges that our globe is facing. It is in this regard that I want to pay special tribute to the very important work that Professor Tante Yanon is doing in her personal capacity, as well as the past president of the Chemical Society of Thailand. She has devoted most of her career to green chemistry, and specifically to develop safer methods for the training of students in chemistry experimentation. She was recognized by the committee that I am chairing for her distinguished contribution to chemistry education in 2018. And in 2021, she received the IUPAC Award as a Distinguished Woman in Chemistry. These are truly remarkable achievements. And I can assure you that you are in very competent hands for this workshop. The workshop will be most beneficial for all participants, and it will positively influence chemistry teacher practice in Sri Lanka for many years to come. Thank you so much, Professor Supawan. I acknowledge with great appreciation the sponsorship provided by IUPAC, by the Bangkok Bank Public Company Limited, by the Association of Academies and Societies of Science in Asia and the Federation of Asian Chemical Societies, which has all helped to make this event possible. I wish you a very informative and most enjoyable experience during these 2 days. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. The next presentation is by Professor Nouri Yurdusev, President of Association of Academies and Societies of Science in Asia.
Dear colleagues, distinguished participants, it's a pleasure for me to address you all, albeit virtually, and I would like to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. The Associations of Academies and Societies of Sciences in Asia is happy to be part of this endeavor, and we will continue to support such endeavors, being the Organization for Science Academies. As well known, last year declared by United Nations as the International Year of Basic Sciences for Sustainability. Within this program, ASA organized various events supporting basic sciences, not only research, but education as well. Indeed, we have 2 committees within ASA, Women in Science and Engineering Committee and Science Education Committee. Both of these committees are engaged in basic sciences, research and teaching. And this workshop, run by our board member, Professor Pavan Tantayanon, very dear to us, and hosted by National Academy of Science of Sri Lanka, which is one of our active members, and capacity building for chemistry teachers is important, not only for Sri Lanka, but for all countries indeed. And the theme, small-scale chemistry workshop, also I think significant, because scientific research and science education, and especially the love for science begins at an early age and in small-scale communities. If we do this, I think it will contribute to sustainability in science. Before I finish my remarks, I would like to congratulate the organizers and wish you success in this workshop and pledge the continuous support of ASA. Thank you.
The next recorded presentation is from Professor Ruben G. Huau, President of the Federation of Asian Chemical Societies.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I welcome all of you to this meeting. As the President of the Federation of Asian Chemical Societies from 2019 to 2023, I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to be here today we are gathering to discuss the topic of low-cost instrumentation and microscale chemistry. I firmly believe that it is of importance to collaborate and to team up with your partners in achieving significant outcomes and make a positive impact on the world. I am confident that the discussion held during this event will be fruitful. Let us create an open and friendly environment for communication. In our pursuit of exploring chemistry on a small scale, it is crucial to acknowledge the value of synergy and partnership. We would enhance and encourage the school teachers to lead students with the hands-on chemistry experiments that are safe, convenient, low cost, reducing water, energy, time of preparation, and the time of doing experiments. There is no waste to be disposed as our preference. Let us engage in constructive dialogue, sharing our ideas and perspectives to discover top-notch solutions. Once again, I would like to express my gratitude for your presence here today. You may make most of this opportunity to learn from one another and make progress towards our shared goals. Thank you.
The last of the recorded presentations is by Ms. Chatsiri Sophonphone. She is the president of the Bangkok Bank Public Company Limited, which is a major sponsor of this event.
His Excellency Khun Harnpol, Ambassador Designated of Thailand to Sri Lanka, our guest of honor, Mr. M.N. Ranasinghe, Secretary, Ministry of Education, Sri Lanka, distinguished guests, teachers, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Supha Ude Sinak Viva. Swaddi Kram. On behalf of Bangkok Bank, I'd like to extend our best wishes to the distinguished guests and all participants in this workshop. First of all, I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to the Chemical Society of Thailand for introducing Bangkok Bank to the small-scale chemistry workshop activities, especially the training program for high school chemistry teachers, which seeks to enhance the capabilities of teachers so that they can deliver effective learning for high school chemistry students. This important project has successfully delivered good results in Thailand over the past decade. Bangkok Bank recognizes the importance of improving the quality of science education at the high school level and is committed to expanding this successful model to neighboring countries. In collaboration with the Chemical Society of Thailand since 2017, Bangkok Bank has been supporting workshops across Cambodia, Indonesia, Myanmar, the Philippines, and Vietnam, all countries where we have a presence. We are pleased the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, or IUPAC, has also acknowledged and supported the Chemical Society of Thailand in extending its small-scale chemistry teaching to other countries in the region. In the same spirit of collaboration, Bangkok Bank is very happy to have partnered with IUPAC project in supporting similar workshops and activities in Nepal last year. Today, I'm particularly honored we can now extend this support and benefits of the program to Sri Lanka. Bangkok Bank places great importance on how we do business. This means we are committed to sustainable development and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. We believe that this project actively supports SDG 4, quality education, and SDG 10, reducing inequalities in education, which in turn helps increasing the scientific literacy of younger people and their success in decent work, and economic growth, SDG 8. By working together, we are helping to realize SDG 17 by developing partnerships to achieve those sustainable development goals. I hope the teachers who participate in this two-day workshop will find it useful and inspiring, and that they in turn will inspire young scientists who will in turn help create a better world for the future. Thank you. สวัสดีครับ
We are very pleased to have with us here in person the President of the Chemical Society of Thailand, Professor Udichai Parasuk, who will now address us.
Okay, good morning. สวัสดีครับ Professor Nadira Karunavira, President of National Academy of Science, Lanka, Professor Prasad Setunga, Director General, National Institute of Education, Mr. Emen Lana Singhe, Secretary, Ministry of Education, Sri Lanka, and His Excellency Pot Harnpol, the Ambassador of Thailand to Sri Lanka, and of course, Professor Sakarika Ekanayake, General Secretary of the NASSL, distinguished guests, teachers, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad to be here today on this workshop on small-scale chemistry at the National Institute of Education in Colombo, Sri Lanka. Actually, Thailand and Sri Lanka is not that far. It's only 3 hours by flight. But actually, we are closer than that. When I reading this to see all the names here, the names look perhaps very difficult to read, I think, if you're not Sri Lankans. But for me, I think when I read it, I found that I cannot distinguish between Thai name and Sri Lankan name. Because I understand all the meanings of the name. Actually, what does it mean? Because we are very close, we have very close tie, I think, on the religions. Because I'm Buddhist, I know that many of you are also Buddhist here. And I think we have close relation for a very, very long time. I think perhaps close to 1,000 years, perhaps. Because we have been exchanging monks between countries at that time. I think it's back in, I cannot remember the year, but I think about 800 years ago, then we start to exchanging monks. And I think our name is root from Buddhism. That's why it's so similar in some way. But perhaps my pronunciation is different but I think they give the same meaning. So we are that close. We're not that even far. Okay. One thing. And I think Buddhism also perhaps join us somehow that we perhaps have some similar characters. Okay. So I think I'm away from this and then back to the topics that is the small-scale chemistry, which has been perhaps mentioned by many people here today. Chemistry is an experimental science, and teaching chemistry without, say, practical lesson will not bring it to full understanding. And unfortunately, this does not happen in many parts of the world, including Thailand, I would say that. I'm not blaming schools or teachers for that, because there are a lot of limitations. And one thing that, okay, to have the chemistry lab, you have to have the lab, which is a lot of investment for the government. There are many things that developing country like us need to be done before that. And apart from that, they have only for not the laboratory, then they have to deal with a lot of things. Preparation of chemicals in the lab also take a lot of your time from doing your job as teaching, because I'm not talking about preparation of like 1 liter of solution. Perhaps you have to prepare 10 liters, 50 liters, or even 100 liters. That is not a small task for one teacher to do that. And that's be one of the main reasons that practical lesson has not been put into your teaching, unfortunately. So this thing, the small-scale chemistry, will change everything. I think today, I saw many faces when we start talking about small-scale chemistry. You have a little float on your eyebrows. What is that? How that's going to work? Okay, but I think from today and tomorrow, 2 days in the workshop, you will know or learn that the toy-like equipment can really work, can really do real science. And I would like you to bring this feeling back to your school and try to teach your students with the same thing. You don't need to have expensive glassware or high-tech equipment to do science. Science can do by here. But just only listening to lecture is not enough, because lecture is just like wind. It's blow and it's away. But if you do it by hand, it will come up to your head and it's there. So this is important. That's why this is important. That's why Chemical Society of Thailand see this is very important thing that we have to do. So we start doing this for perhaps, as you can see, more than 20 years. And we have been spreading this out to many countries, as been seen so far. I'm going to repeat the name. And this year, here in Sri Lanka. So I have been told that we take a lot of time already, so I will make my speech short. So then I go to thank you. Okay. I would like to thank, first of all, Professor Nadira and the National Academy of Science, Sri Lanka, Professor Prasad Setunga, the Director General of the National Institute of Education, and a lot of partners here who involve, of course, the teacher here. And I would like to thank our sponsor. We have a sponsor like the IUPAC, the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. And we have support from the FACS, the Federal of Asian Chemical Society. And lastly, because this is the addition from the further years, that is the ASA, the Association of Academics and Society of Science in Asia. And very important supporter, as you've seen before me, Bangkok Bank Limited, which is, first, I think money is the most important in the world now. So he supports us very strongly from the past. Thank you for the Bangkok Bank. And last but not least, of course, I should not say that. I'm thanking Professor Supawan. Actually, I should not say thank you to her because she is in my team, or I should rather say I am in her team, for doing such a great work and put this thing together and organize this workshop. And we being the, what they call, leaders in Chemical Society of Thailand in this small-scale chemistry. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Parasuk, for your address. The next item on the agenda was to be the address by the guest of honor, Mr. M.N. Ranasinghe, Secretary, Ministry of Education, who unfortunately is unable to be present here as he has to be present in Parliament this morning. And we have here from the Ministry of Education, Mr. Vipula Kulatunga, who is the Deputy Director of the Science Branch of the Ministry of Education, and I invite Mr. Kulatunga to speak a few words to us.
Good morning and welcome, Chief Guest and President of Chemical Society of Thailand and Director of Chemical Society of Thailand and President of National Academy of Science Sri Lanka, Professor Nadira Karunaveera, and Secretary of Professor Agarika from the National Academy of Science Sri Lanka, and NIE, our Director, Dr. Shokuda Silva, and Thailand, our resource team, and our rest of guests, and my dear teachers, and my dear friend. This moment want to be present by our secretary or our director of science, but both are with the very urgent matter. They won't be here, so give me opportunity to share with few words. So I think I can remember last April like that, Professor Nadira first call get to me and asked me, can we do this kind of program for our teachers to develop their capacity? I think from that call, that dream, I think by today and tomorrow, it will be going to the success. So this kind of workshop, why I want to tell it, because in Sri Lanka, we know when it comes to the science education, nowadays we are facing some very important problem. One problem is, you all know, here also discussed regarding the less practical and doing thing. But rather than that thing, when going to the school, we can see there's a lot of chemical they don't have. The unavailability is available, right? Unavailability is available. So when asked from the teachers why you are not conducting this practical and other thing, they are telling this chemical we shortage, that kind of answers. But when we surround, we can see a lot of alternative chemical we have. We can purchase from some chemical from our home kitchen, right? We can bring from home kitchen, right? Some chemical from the pharmacy, so hardware we can get, right? So that is, that knowledge, whether teachers have or not, is the one of problem there, whether they have that capacity. So I think this kind of workshop, I think, make that gap fulfill. Other thing is, when come to the chemical also, if we see the normally silver nitrate like chemical, right? Those are very high cost thing, right? So sometimes these days we cannot find also, right? To provide to the school also it is very difficult. So by using the alternative chemical and micro level chemical, what we can minimize our cost also, right? Then it will be the friendly situation to the school also, because school they don't have a big budget, right? Sometimes everywhere as a ministry also we cannot provide the chemical also sometime. There's also so many barriers sometime with the budget and other thing. But as a teachers, if you can use the minimum chemical and if you can use the alternative chemical, right? I think it may be very good experience for you and your student. Other thing is, with the use of the alternative chemical and minimum chemical, what will happen? You have to use your innovative mindset. You have to develop the innovative thinking also, right? I think that experience may be very good opportunity for your student, because normally our practical, lot of practical are demonstration level, right? If you go into demonstration level, it will not support for the student innovativeness. It will give the very little support for the innovativeness. But if we try to do that same chemical in alternative method, right, then they have to think again. So I think the innovativeness, I think end of our learning, our final outcome, I think, may be the innovativeness of our student. So that purpose already, that is we have to encourage among our students. We try to do that, but I think with this program, I think this program may be very beneficial for our teachers and students to strengthen that program. Right? So I am very much thank you for the Professor Nadira Karnavira and Professor Sagarika. So give this support to bring the support from the Thailand team, and especially our thanks given for Chemical Society of Thailand. And I think this program coordinated by the NIE Director, Dr. Ashoka. Thank you very much for you. And thank you very much for our teachers. But I will ask very special thing from you, because these things sometimes you think, I know this, right? Just gradually come in thinking, right? What is this the new thing sometime? But you have to rethink whether I use this in my school, right? Why I can't use in school? Because of sometime you are not inspired with this thing, right? I think not for all teachers, for some of teachers it may be. So whether you already know also, right? Try to get from these professors and valuable resource team knowledge and experience, right? Take their skills, experience all together to bring to your school. And we hopefully in future, in provincial level, we expect to develop our resource team pool. I think you may be the trainer for that pool also. Then we can share these experiences and other things with our teachers also. And I think try to be among the one of person in 10th final selection, because I think it may be give the best opportunity for your foreign exposure. And I think this also actually foreign exposure, right? They came and given this opportunity, but you will get another big opportunity. It is not for opportunity for you, it is maybe opportunity for our country. So if you are working hard, it will return in our student. Right? So thank you very much for giving this opportunity to me. I think I always wish to success this program 100% because end of this program we actually expect our teachers, if you are start to again rethink about your practical side and teaching methods, I think it is the very, very important thing. Right? So thank you very much for giving this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Kulatunga, for your address. Before we come to the final item, which is the vote of thanks, Professor Parasuk has a small presentation to be made. One to Professor Nadira Karnavira of the National Academy, and the other to the NIE, which I request Dr. Asoka Silva to please come forward to accept.
මේගොල්ලෝ ඔක්කොම දැන් නැති නිසා මම members of the head table distinguished invitees කියලා
පටන් ගන්න ඕනේ පුරුතර කොට කරන්න වෙනවා දැන් ඔය. Sorry. We are now at the final item on the agenda, running way behind schedule. I would like to invite Professor Sagarika Ekanayaka, General Secretary of the National Academy of Sciences of Sri Lanka, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, distinguished members sitting at the head table, invitees from various organizations, and also the teachers representing 9 provinces of Sri Lanka, officials from NIE. First and foremost, I think we like to extend our it's my privilege and pleasure to give the vote of thanks, which I will try to make very quickly because we are running behind time, as Professor Abesekara said. First and foremost, we like to extend our deepest appreciation to our chief guest who had to leave because of other commitments, His Excellency Mr. Poj Harnpol, the Ambassador of Thailand to Sri Lanka, for joining with us and for being with us at the beginning of this significant venture leading to a sustainable, innovative, and healthy, hopefully, futuristic training of school teachers. And I think we value his words at the inauguration of this ceremony. Professor Budchai Parsuk, President, Chemical Society of Thailand, thank you, sir, for your society's support to this venture and for being with us today at another landmark event happening with your society's contribution. Professor Supuan Tantian, the leader today, Director, Small Scale Chemistry Center, Chemical Society of Thailand, I would say the driving force behind popularizing small-scale chemistry experiments in Asia, and her team are much appreciated for all the work done for many, many months. It's not during a short period, but for a long period to have this workshop to train all 100 teachers in Sri Lanka. We highly value the service you all do by scaling down chemistry experiments, facilitating classrooms to be the laboratories, enhancing skills and innovative streak in school children, and making experiments less harmful to us and the environment, which is a dire need in today's world. We thank all resource persons for your major commitments. Our immense gratitude to Professor Prasad Setunga, again, who had to leave early, and former DG of NIE, Dr. Sunil Navaratna, and Dr. Asoka De Silva, who is sitting here, and the entire team of National Institute of Education for the excellent support extended from the very beginning of this venture by providing us venues to conduct the workshop and providing us with all logistical and all other support without which we would not have been able to initiate this program. On behalf of National Academy of Sciences, I thank Professor Marita Potgita, Chair, Committee of Chemistry Education, International Union for Pure and Applied Chemistry, Professor Nouri Yurside, President, Association of Academies and Societies of Science in Asia, Professor Ruben G. Ruhua, President, Federation of Asian Chemical Societies, and Mr. Chansri Sopon Fanich of Bangkok Bank President Bangkok Bank Public Limited for sending us much encouraging messages, even though they are unable to be with us here today. Mr. Vipula Kulatunga, Deputy Director, Science Branch, Ministry of Education, we very much appreciate your presence representing the Ministry of Education and hope that you will initiate to take this concept to all schools in Sri Lanka. We highly appreciate all distinguished invitees and council members of National Academy of Sciences for accepting our invitation to be present at the inauguration of the small-scale chemistry workshop, and hope you will contribute to partner in some way to take this practice to all schools in our country. This event would not have been possible without the generous financial support from many, many organizations. International Union for Pure and Applied Chemistry, IUPAC, Association of Academies and Societies of Asia, Societies in Asia, ASA, Chemical Society of Thailand, Federation of Asian Chemical Societies, major fund, the Bangkok Bank Public Company Limited, Women in Science and Education Committee, and Science Education Committee of ASA, and Commercial Bank of Sri Lanka. We are very, very grateful for the support extended by all these organizations to facilitate this significant event. The members who helped in organizing this workshop, Professor Ajit Abesekara, Dr. Professor Karunavira, Dr. Asoka De Silva and his team at NIE, and NIE staff who facilitated live streaming of this event, Ms. Madhavi for helping us with the presentations and various other things, Ms. Priyanka Opatha from our National Academy of Science office, all are very much appreciated for all the hard work put in to facilitate this event. We are also much thankful to our Vice President, Professor Ajit Abesekara, for the comparing he did today. Finally, if I have inadvertently omitted to mention anyone who has helped us in organizing this event in any way, I extend my deepest gratitude to them on behalf of National Academy of Sciences. All the teachers from all parts of the country, I sincerely hope that you will make much use of this training as representatives of your provinces and will share this practice with your colleagues and popularize the concept of small-scale chemistry experimentation in schools of your province. I also urge you to use this opportunity, since all of you teachers are here from 9 provinces, to form an all-island network of chemistry teachers for exchanging ideas, improving teaching techniques, etc., and also to make new friends. Hope you all will have a very fruitful training during the laboratory sessions and discussions with this expert resource team on small-scale chemistry experimentations, leading to significant outcomes for improving the knowledge, innovative thinking ability, and inculcating a desire in engaging and in improving skills in our school children. I once again express our sincere gratitude to the International Resource Team and wish you all a pleasant stay in our country. Thank you very much. I have few announcements to make. First one, we do have a Sri Lankan sponsor, and we would like to have the Madhavi. We would like to show a small presentation from our Sri Lankan sponsor, Commercial Bank of Sri Lanka, before we end the session.
Commercial Bank's roots run back to colonial Sri Lanka in the 1920s, a time when trade, commerce, and enterprises began to thrive. In 1969, it transitioned into an independent entity, beginning an unbroken and unprecedented tradition of excellent service that has continued to this day. Today, it is the only Sri Lankan bank to be ranked among the top 1,000 banks of the world for 12 consecutive years. With a network of over 265 branches and a network of over 940 ATMs in Sri Lanka, the bank has been recognized over the years both locally and globally for its unwavering strength, stability, and customer orientation. Commercial Bank's overseas operations include branches in Bangladesh, Myanmar, and in the Republic of Maldives, becoming a Sri Lankan private bank with the widest international footprint. Commercial Bank is currently the largest private bank in Sri Lanka, with the highest market capitalization among the banking sector in the Colombo Stock Exchange. Commercial Bank is also the first private bank in the country to surpass 2 trillion rupees in assets and has the largest deposits and advances portfolio in the private sector. The bank continues to lead the local market in offering unique services in Sri Lanka, such as banking channels enabled by digital and mobile technologies, state-of-the-art automated banking services and products, and service with digital innovations. The growing number of innovative services offered to customers by Commercial Bank has helped it maintain its image as one of the country's most progressive financial institutions. Through the years, the bank has honored its legacy of trust by improving the society through Commercial Bank's Social Responsibility Trust and by reaching out to uplift Sri Lanka educationally, socially, culturally, and ethically. The CSR Trust continues to empower school children through their investment in technology education, especially in rural areas. It also focuses on healthcare, vocational training, marine conservation, and projects on environmental sphere. Powered by state-of-the-art technology and driven by a dynamic team, Commercial Bank continues to set the benchmark as a visionary leader in banking, serving millions of Sri Lankans island-wide.
So we are thankful to all our sponsors, including all the international sponsors and sponsors in Sri Lanka. Thank you. We would like to invite all the participants on stage for a group photograph, which will be followed by tea in the second floor. Please, if you all can make it onto the stage very quickly, since we are behind time a little bit, we can take a group photo very quickly and then we can move on with the program for which you all are here today. I'm sure all of you all are very much looking forward to that program. Thank you.